All right, Coach, what were the initial thoughts when you see the bracket unveiled last night?
Well, a little bit surprised, but from what I hear, it's more of a numbers game. I think going by the RPI is the biggest reason why I think some of the teams were placed where they were placed.
I think we know so often how much it is regional after you get through the top 8 seeds, so seeing Albany was not much of a surprise, but to see these guys again, when you play them every year, what does that do this week?
Well, you know, they've been in the Carrier Dome once already, and I guess the bright side is they're coming back to the Carrier Dome and we're not going to Albany, but a much improved team from when we played them the first time. I think first time they hadn't been outside in a full field a lot, and we'd had the Ensley, the indoor facility, which gave us a little bit of an advantage. And now they've played their schedule, they've played some good games, and we know it's going to be a different group coming in this time.
Yeah, how different do you expect this Albany team to be now than the one you saw in February when it was their first game and they hadn't had a lot of practice?
Well, I think they're just, their spacing is going to be better. They're going to play better team defense, so they won't have as many turnovers as they did at the offensive end of the field. Like anybody coming off of the season as opposed to the preseason, but we're going to be better too. I think we're playing our best lacrosse at the right time of year.
As you're watching the seedings unfold and get down to 6, 7, 8, and you see a possible second-round matchup against the number 1 team, were you puzzled, disappointed initially? What was your gut feeling at first?
Yeah, I've been on that committee before, and I think that the people on the committee try to stay as consistent as possible. I think it's difficult to use one logic for one or two teams and then a different logic for other teams. So I haven't found out yet, but I'm assuming it's a lot having to do with the RPI as far as where everything fell.
John, can you lay out some of the challenges of facing a goalie like Blaze?
He can get hot, and he makes some saves that he shouldn't. Again, he's been in the Carrier Dome before, so I think he's going to be more comfortable here than maybe some other goalies that haven't been here. He's played in a lot of big games, and I think that he has played box lacrosse at the offensive end of the field, so he has a different perspective than a lot of goalies. He's been the one shooting the ball at goaltenders before, and I think that helps him as far as he kind of knows where players want to shoot, and that helps him anticipate.
Do you think maybe your team this year is more equipped to handle a hot goalie with the amount of scoring depth you guys have had compared to years past?
Well, I think that we've had, different people scoring, and that will help us. We have different types of shooters. I think you want to try to get to the middle of the field as much as you can because, he's physically a big goalie. He's a wide goalie, covers up a lot of the goals. So if you're shooting flat, there's not a lot to shoot at there. And he's got quick hands. He's quick to respond.
Do you think maybe the best thing your team has going for it right now is that you guys are hot and you beat a lot of quality teams in the past few weeks?
Well, I'd like to think we're playing well at both ends of the field. I think our goalies played as well as we've got a goalie play this year. That helps us at the defensive end. It helps us in clearing situations and starting some offense going from defense to offense.